Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Canadian Football Central, CFL content for the fans, by the fans. And this was a signing that happened a bit ago, but we never were able to get to it, as Michael Wakefield re-signs with the Ottawa Redblacks, defensive lineman for Ottawa. He's going to be sticking around. He's been in the CFL for a while, 2017 through 2025. Played his first 3 seasons, I see here, with the Redblacks. As he had gotten 3 sacks in his second year, 4 in his third year. Got even an interception there as a defensive lineman. That's his only interception in his career, but kind of gotten a bigger and bigger role through the course of his career. Then went and played 2 seasons with the Alouettes in 2021 as well as 2022, and then has been with the Redblacks ever since. So he re-signs on what looks to be a 1-year deal. He was a pending free agent. Is that right? Just 1 year?
Yes, sir.
And do we have any information regarding his contract or no?
No.
I see. So, but yeah, so he's from Valdosta, Georgia, I believe. Is that right? GA, I'm pretty sure is Georgia.
Yes.
Went to school at Florida International. He's an American in the CFL. And if we just kind of look at some of the comments made that I see here on the 3 Down Nation article. So this was from Vice President of Football Operations, Sean Burke of the Ottawa Redblacks. Michael has been a key piece of our defensive line and our locker room throughout his time here. His commitment to this organization, his daily work habits, and the way he leads by example set the standard for our group both on and off the field. He brings a level of professionalism and competitiveness that makes everyone around him better, and we're excited to have him back in Ottawa. So at 31 years old, he's going to be sticking around. If we take a look at his time even in college, he had played for FIU for the Panthers, and he was there from 2012 through 2015, done relatively solid there. You know, didn't look like he had a bad season, especially his junior and senior year. 8 sacks in that junior year, 7.5 in his senior year. Went up to Washington in 2016, to the Redskins, where he didn't play any games, but it was on that practice roster. And then afterwards, that's kind of how he found his route towards the CFL. So he's kind of had a bit of a decorated career. He's been a little bit all over the place. But I think he's really, really settled in Ottawa, and it seems like they're generally happy to keep him around. So what do you think of this, Rick?
I mean, he's a key piece of their defensive line.
Yeah, no, it's definitely consistency, and I'm curious to see, because who do you have at the coaching staff with that deal, with that like their defensive
coaching
coordinator
staff?
Like who's the defensive
their
coordinator?
defensive line coordinator, funny to note, is Philip Daniels, who was the defensive line coach in Saskatchewan last year.
Hold on a second. Is he the D-line coach or is he the defensive coordinator?
No, he's the D-line coach.
Okay, D-line
William
coach.
Fields, who was the defense coordinator last year for Ottawa, is still the same defense coordinator.
Yeah. Because if we look at the depth chart from last year, it looked like he was predominantly, I see, if I even just look at just a random week, this is just week 1, I saw him as the backup to Teala. Is that correct? Teala. I don't have I don't have all the most updated depth charts, so
I usually go kind of, if I can, like the one that was. So he was the last week of the season. He was a backup left defensive end only because he was classified as a designated American. So technically left defensive end starter.
I see. But because if I'm even just looking into this, all in all, I see why they're keeping him. It makes sense. I think the only thing that I'm just curious about, and this is just kind of something that we've mentioned before. I'd love to know the numbers on this sort of stuff. You know what I mean? Because I think that would just be really make it a lot easier to judge. But I'm curious to see if they kind of look to give him a bit of a bigger role, or if they kind of look to keep him where he is. Um, because he's kind of in a bit of a weird spot in the sense of he's 32 years old, which means that he's not like young youth in this league, but he's also not
No.
like he's not 40. You know what I mean? Like it's not like it's one of those things where it's like,
Hmm.
oh, he's got 2 seasons left. No, he could still go for a while, and his numbers are generally consistent. And I think that's actually really good because even if you look at the seasons in Montreal where he played less games,
Hmm.
his defensive tackles numbers went down by basically a consistent rate. You know what I mean? A
Yeah.
commensurate rate. And so he's extremely consistent. And within like his 3 seasons in Ottawa, like I'm looking at the 3 most recent seasons, he's played 18 games
Hmm.
all 3 seasons, and he's got a total of 17 sacks in 3 seasons. So he's
Nice.
not doing too bad. So he's averaging like just like around like just on around 5-ish sacks per season, roughly between 5 and 6. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And so he's done very well. So it makes sense how they're wanting to keep him around. So I'm curious to see if he ends up in a starter position or a backup. I have no idea, but in general, it's a guy that makes sense to keep around. So all in all, decent signing. So thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys subscribe as it helps out the channel a ton. Also, if you guys haven't, make sure you guys join our Discord. Link in the description below to our Discord. We'll discuss all things CFL related, NHL, all sorts of stuff like that. So go there and chat it up. And before we get going, Rick has some news to share regarding.
Yes. February 10th, join us over on Hamilton Sports Central as we will be discussing Free Agent Frenzy Day and the signings, re-signings, any interesting stories that happen across the league. We will be covering it. But yes, a nice 10 to 12 hour live stream is going to be in the near future.
Yes, sir. So make sure you guys check that out. And we'll see you guys next time.